all connected, of course, with the ice management issues, and it's going to, we just keep kind of running around the bush with the ice management issues. We're not coming to conclusions, and winter's going to be upon us again soon. And one thing with it, it did say, if you read the report that Brent had done earlier about the ice management options, he had said that because this costing that would be divided between Benton Shores, probably the ABCA, and property owners along these waterways, which are the cut, yes, and things like that. It keeps getting thrown out because 10% of it is supposed to go to the upstream landowners, right? And no one wants to do that. And so his report said that, or ACOM had said that maybe we have to go to the MNR to get their pressure on ABCA to insist on that, or whatever parties are, to get their approval to impose that 10% on upstream landowners. And I think
they pay the 10% now. We're asking whether it be more.
Yeah, we're asking what you said.
We're asking that it be more.
Well, we'd love for it to be more, or whatever you can get, MNR to
pay the 10%
accept to. But we have to, if I could just say that, I don't see any other option than us investing in this dredging equipment, really. And trying to find the best cost where half of it's paid by WECI, half of it's paid in whatever methodologies we could. But we're gonna have to narrow in on this. And we can look at ACOM to think of another, to produce a phase 2 of their study, which they've done previously. But I think we kind of have to make a decision. Is that what we want? I don't know if you feel there's a better option. If we do that, then we narrow their mandate, and it will cost us less money, and then we'll get ABCA on board to know what we want, and then potentially get other people to buy in on this equipment as well. Other coastal people or other surrounding municipalities that have water issues as well, that could use dredging equipment. We just have to kind of bite the bullet and make a decision so we can narrow our responsibilities.
We're not dealing with that item on the agenda tonight. I mean, it is an item that has to be discussed whether you want to go ahead with that phase 2 of the report or not. But tonight, we've got a letter we've received, a file, we've got a notice of motions from Councilor McGuire that we need to deal with later on this particular issue. So, I mean, granted that does require some discussion, but get it on an agenda and do it that way with the staff report if that's the case.
We're doing 7.4, or?
Yes?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Okay. Anyone else that hasn't spoken? Councillor Underwood.
Yeah, I agree with Councillor Owen, but also I was aware that when it comes to dredging, and we're talking about waterways, navigable waterways and all the rest, it's a multi-jurisdictional area. So it's not a case of us just jumping in and getting to dredge and all buying equipment and stuff like that. There's a lot more that has to happen first. So.
Okay. Motion is to receive and file. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Okay, 8.1. CO report. Directional signage. We've talked about wayfinding signage in the past and how to. Councillor Scott.
We were getting a report on that at some point in the future, as I recall. Is that anywhere close to existence, or I guess through you to the CAO, how are we, like, is that something that's been put on a back burner because we've had other?
It's been on a back burner, but it's one of those things we want to coordinate with tourism surrounding Lambton and the County of Lambton.
Yeah.
There's been a request of the county to look at their signage, coordinate with that, so that's part of the direction. Councillor Ullman?
I got just a couple of questions. First of all, just through you to John, you did have discussions with the folks, and there is information on the community sign, and they're reasonably
Yeah, it was a very
with that.
positive, constructive. He's very appreciative of that, of the use of the electronic signboard in Grand Bend, but he does point out the feedback that he's getting from a lot of their visitors that, the magnet is to come to Grand Bend and then go, well, where's the theater? And it's a little bit difficult.
I guess, okay, still a question, and then I've done my 7.4. Okay. That's Well, I'm still talking. That was my first question. Okay, do I get a couple of questions in my one segment of speaking? or not?
Filibuster, don't give the floor back.
Okay, I guess the second question or comment, I mean, this directional signage, we've been kicking this around since we developed those community improvement plans. It's critical, it's an economic development issue, it's all of those things. We know that the cost to do it right is gonna be huge. But once you get the plan developed and then you start phasing it in, you know, I hate to see us start throwing up a few signs to appease a few people without doing it and doing it right. So the only concern now, that are we waiting for the county, are we gonna get together with TSL, what's gonna happen? So I just like to see something that's going to move that ahead a little bit. Bottom line, it's gonna come back down to a budget issue, because we're talking about $100,000 to look at that kind of long-range plan and get started on it. And we put $35,000 in the capital budget this year, and we haven't used it. But we're going to need to be thinking about a good chunk if we move forward with this for the future, and I hope the council does, but that'll be a council budget decision. That's all I wanted to say.
Councilor Cook.
I guess just looking at this though, it looks like we do have an opportunity to partner with our neighbors on this particular issue. So I guess I'd be willing to see what the cost would be to get, I hate to say it was a one-off, but this particular type of signage put in there that we could share possibly with our neighbors and cut our cost down by getting that out there. I think it's a heck of a draw to the area. It's a very important one, that more so than I think some of the other directional signage issues that are out there. I think this is something that we should be looking at right now to get this, you know, either it's a report or whatever, to get back to see what kind of cost would be for the signage, so we can maybe partner with our neighbors.
Deputy Mayor Dick.
Yeah, I think that Councilor Cook is right on target with this, because having on the electric signs is nice, but people aren't always looking there for directions. So I think that a sign, which signs cost hundreds of dollars, not thousands of dollars. And so even if we do have another approach for signs in the future, it's not like we're going to be way out of pocket because of it. And I think it's a major boon to Grand Bend. So whatever we can do, I think that did you actually make a motion to have a staff report on this?
No, but I could go back.
Okay, if you make that, I'll second that.
Okay.
Isn't that what this is?
I think we had discussion instead of a motion.
I don't think we've had a motion.
We do
Didn't
now.
we before?
No.
For a report,
For a report, yeah.
we have a motion for staff.
Is this the report?
The report, I'm continuing on. The report would potentially provide discussion of what the other options are we could do independently, or what could be done with the MTO, and what other partnerships or cooperations we could have to complete this in a more effective way than it is currently.
Okay. I'll take that as a motion. Second by Councilor Cook. What Mr. Karcher, when he talked with me about this, was interested in was the blue flag signs that are down with the banner and the 2 light standards that is down along the beach. He wondered if there could be a couple of those up near the main corner with just the Kern Country Playhouse and an arrow. That would be a good start for it. So if we can look at something like that for the next season until we do our wayfinding survey. Councilor Johnston.
Just to go along with the east side of the table, I'm starting to have Grand Bend Christmas lights flashing in my head again, and then what I'm afraid of is Mr. Karcher is talking more than just about signs. He's talking about a future partnership around conventions and it's the whole
bigger
kit and
picture.
caboodle. So I'm hoping if we can put a date on for staff, I know it's pressing, but before their season starts up, it would be nice to have everything in place and not having this discussion next spring and then hurrying and scrambling. Because everybody's right, but I like goals. I like timelines and goals. So if we can put a timeline that we can ask staff to. Well, it's going to be a budget item, so I suppose December. Is December reasonable?
Okay. Questions? I'm trying to.
Could you please read back the motion? Well, it was a long one. I just